Hello grade 7th and welcome back to the online classes of N.L.K group of schools. Today we are going to discuss a very interesting topic of our buzzword textbooks, that is chapter 5, A Farmer's Greatest Treasure. In this chapter, students, in the beginning we could see that all the people of the village were in distress. The reason behind their distress was nothing but their hunger, as there was nothing in the village they could eat. They had drawn faces, trembling legs, and they were searching for wild berries by digging the roots to control their hunger. It was such a bad year for everybody that when it was time for the wheat to ripen and become yellow and tall, it rained so heavily that the golden wheat had turned black and rotted away. And when it was time to plant the rice seedling, the rain stopped completely. Not even a drop of rain fell. The green stalks shriveled up and insect ate the rest of it. So when it was autumn, the village people had neither wheat nor rice, and all the people around the village were starving. In one of the worst affected villages, there lived a farmer whose name was Mosha-san. He, with his wife and son Asu, tried to manage the best as they could. One day Asu went inside the barn to search for a shovel to dig the roots. He stumbled against something very large and heavy. What was that? When he opened it, he found that it was grains of wheat. He checked it out. Yes, they were grains. The sack full of finest wheat. He was delighted. Maybe his father had forgotten it? He got excited and thought of the feast that they would be having that night. He immediately ran to his father joyously, delighted, and wanted to share that, "Father, you had forgotten that wheat in the barn, and now we could eat that and not be hungry anymore." But unfortunately, his father told him that he had deliberately stored that best wheat for sowing the next crop. Asu got disappointed. Tears of hunger and disappointment filled his eyes. But the father explained him that how important are the grain seeds for a farmer. It is the farmer's own treasure, and if they would eat it, everyone would have to remain hungry for long. Hearing this, Asu bowed his head in silence and felt really miserable. Father Mosha-san used to share his own watery gruel into the Asu's bowl so that his son need not remain hungry. But he pretended not to be hungry. He grew weak and old. Soon it was autumn and it was time to plant the new seeds. Mosha-san, who always lay in bed old and weak, now got a new strength and asked the farmers to come and take the wheat seeds from his house. Farmers all around the village were overflowed with relief and hope that they could now plant the new seeds and they would have crops for the next season. Dragging the sack of precious wheat, Mosha doled it to the delighted farmers. But as soon as he closed the barn door, he lay flattered and fell. In his own son's arm, he was lying dead. All the farmers were grief-stricken. They understood that Mosha was the real farmer, and they decided that they will not forget him, as he was the one who told them the true value of farmer's greatest treasure, that is the grain seed. Soon it was spring and the wheat fields grew green and lush, mined under the bright blue sky. All the farmers' barns were overflowed with new grains once again. This was all in the chapter. Thank you, dear kids.